Hi everyone, welcome to day one, video one of the chords and harmony section, group, whatever I'm calling these. I don't know, I haven't figured that out yet. But hope you're doing all right. Hope you're ready to learn some musical stuff. So first, rather than getting right into chords, and we're going to do that, we will do that eventually, where we'll get into different types of chords first. And almost all, if you're in my classes, you've learned that this is a major chord, this is a minor chord, how we form those. Some classes we've done that more than others. Some classes we've gotten into inversions and so on, or seventh chords even. But I thought first, what's going to be easier, or what's just going to be a good start, is to talk about what is harmony and what is not. And so I've pulled up, my wife is also a music teacher, but she teaches a lot of voice lessons. Actually, you might hear her teaching some video voice lessons out in our main room. But what's harmony and what is not? They're basically, oversimplifying it, there's three things in music, and almost everything that you ever hear is one of those three things. There's melody, rhythm, and harmony. So harmony is just one of those things, and it serves a certain role. But so anyway, this is one of my wife's student songs, and I just helped her kind of produce it and put something together. So that's, actually she hasn't recorded it yet, so we won't hear her. So everything you're hearing, other than this is rhythm. Everything else you're hearing is harmony. So here are all my keyboards. Now they're all doing different things. This one's got a pulse thing going. This one's just whole notes, like that. This one pulsing. Let me get this section looping. Great. This organ is doing a little like reggae upbeat thing. But all together, again, all the exact same chord. They're just playing it in different ways. Down here, I've even got some pads doing the same thing. Very soothing. Still the same chords. It's just all different textures that are going to add up to create a bigger sound. For this one, so this doesn't happen on the first chorus over here, but on this chorus, I added some more chords to make it even bigger, or some more instruments, I should say. And we're not getting into production exactly, but these are panned left and right. But you can't hear that. My setup doesn't allow for the stereo image left and right. But so all of those things are harmony. One thing that's kind of confusing is that, there's an alarm going off. Car alarm. Hope everyone's okay. Okay, what's confusing is that bass is also harmony. But instead of it being a chord, it's just the lowest note. Oh, you can't even see it. I'm selected wrong. There we go. There we go. All right, now we can see it. Now all that's doing is playing one note at a time, and I'm adding some extra notes to make it sound kind of nice. But if I just solo the keys and bass, you'll hear the bass is just doing the lowest note of these chords. And if I zoom in on that I'm playing here, the bass is just playing the lowest note, the root of that chord. Now again, there's some extra little notes, da, 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 da. And I'm adding different rhythms in different parts. But at the end of the day, it's all just harmony. So this thing right now, this doesn't have any melody, which is kind of why it sounds empty. My wife sang like a scratch track so we could do along with it, but she just she's not going to want me to play that. So I'm going to I'll play grand piano. Great. All right, so I'm going to come up with what key am I in again? Okay, I'm in D major. So those are, I know what notes to use. I know my D major scale. And let me go ahead and pull it up and show you. So, darn it. I gotta figure that out. So I have to bring in F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. And now I'm losing this again. C sharp, D. So those are the notes that I have to work with, both in my chords and in my harmony. So if I wanted to play a melody over this, for example, I gotta use those notes. Uh-oh, I'm too quiet. Now it has a melody. It's way more interesting when you get a melody. But that doesn't mean that all of this isn't important. You know, if it was just me and the rhythm. Oops. That's fine, but if eventually everything else didn't come in. It wouldn't be a very exciting song. Here's another example. This one isn't just keyboards. This is actually from one of my wife's other students. And this, she came in before, you know, when people could move around in the world. She came to our place and recorded this. So this one has me playing guitar, and so there's a little more going on, and the melody. Feel the ground beneath me. Very different type of track, obviously. But here's my bass. It's pretty loud, and it moves on. So this first section, the chords move, but the bass, in this case, the bass in this case, we kind of wanted to create an effect where the bass stays exactly in one place and then the chords move around it. Now that's a little more fancy, but you can see the chords move down here. And almost all of these are just playing whole notes. They're almost all exactly the same. I just copied it to put it on different instruments. So I've got, and again, this isn't production, but got that one, got that one, got that one, got this one, got this one, and this is a little extra notes on top, and then some strings just to add some drive to it, and guitar. Just played a standard rock type of thing. So everything there is harmony. This, of course, is not. And her singing is not. Again, here's just rhythm and melody. Feel the ground beneath me, the air that might be, walking on that might be good for one 8-bar phrase or something, but we need all this extra stuff. Now, we don't need all of this. Sometimes I definitely have the problem of doing too much. So like it could just be bass, guitar, and voice, and there's a lot of bands. Feel the ground beneath me, the air I'm walking on ain't free. Do that sort of thing, and it sounds great. But still, these two parts, bass and guitar, are playing harmony. and that's how that's going. So if you think of any song that you're into, there's one of the chat windows. Any song that you're into, not a good time, internet. Logic always slows things down a little bit. Oh, come on. There we go. Any song that you're into, let's do Oh Hey Lumineers chords. You can go look up what the chords are, and I know most of us have done this before. I'm not breaking any new ground here, but you can go look it up, and oh my gosh, those are the chords that I have to play in order to play this song. What this doesn't have in here, these chord charts, is the melody and the rhythm. It just gives you the chords. Now what they're expecting you to do is listen to the song and kind of figure out the rhythm. And actually some of these have little strumming patterns. They can help you do that. But this is why harmony is really important, is because in order to fill out the sound of a melody especially, but certainly melody and rhythm, having those chords in there is super important. Now, again, most of you have learned a little bit about major and minor, but we'll get deeper into that next time. And I think that's where we're going to stop things, just as what is major and minor. Oh, there we go. Now you can see my face again, except I'm frozen. And now I'm not. Have a good rest of the day, everybody. See ya.